Hey, what is going on? Welcome to a beginner guide on how to get started in Elden Ring Nightreign. This is going to by far show you on how to get in the game, what to look for, how to be able to run this brand new game. Of course, it's nothing like the base game. In fact, it's way different than that. So we're going to be touching a lot of different things to help you guys out on how to get started fast. So first things first, we're going to be looking at the core of the game itself. Every run is going to drop into Limwell. It's going to be, take a look at, think about it like a remix. Your every single time is going to be different. You're going to go in for 2 days, 2 nights, power up before you are able to face the final boss. In between that, everything changes every single time you go in. Either you're solo or trios, you're going to explore, you're going to loot, you level up, you're going to survive. That is what you're going to do in a nutshell. But let me give you what exactly you need to do. First thing, we're going to be taking a look at the time limit. You're going to have a map that is going to be able to shrink. If you ever play a battle royale, this is not like a battle royale because you don't have PvP. What's going to happen is that the circle is going to close. That's the only thing that comes close to battle royale. So as the circle closes, that means you got to plan your round really careful, but we'll talk about it and we'll make multiple videos on how to do that and how to get you better and make you even better so you are able to get ready on your third day and take down the boss. Okay, so the circle is going to be closing is the blue thing that damages you and you'll get damage over time and you could die, and you don't want to die in this game because the more you die, it's going to become impossible for you to take down bosses. So you're going to be playing solo or with a team. After this, between runs, you're going to get the following. You're going to go and pick your expedition. You're going to choose your class. I'll show you guys really quickly in a moment what is the best starting class for you. Equip relics, which is going to be a permanent buff. So think about this. You're going to be able to get those as you are able to finish the final boss, or even if you don't finish the final boss. But of course, the better stuff is when you kill the boss. Okay, so but you're going to be able to equip this is a permanent buff. It'll give you more faith, more intelligent, more arcane, whatever you want. It's going to even give you more other different type of buffs that are going to help you as you are going dropping in level 1, and then you got to run to become powerful really fast because remember, you got a time limit. You're going to be able to customize your cosmetics, and you also have opportunity to practice your combos right there in the hub if you are having difficulties, because by far guys, this is not going to be your Elden Ring game at all, and I'll tell you why. Because first, you got one of the best classes for a beginner. That is going to be the wielder. Very forgiving all around. It starts with a great sword and also a shield. Shield is very OP because it does help you and gives you that defense to be able to stay alive. And you're going to encounter a lot of enemies and you're going to encounter a lot of bosses, and things may get difficulty if you are not leveling up properly. Of course, you got the different things that you have in your passive that allow you to cheat death once per grace, which is that is why this class is really good. Grapple skills allows you to do explosive with the ultimate clutch, and when I say clutch, you're gonna come in clutch with this class right from the beginning. Very nice beginner class that you definitely want to go with. Other options we got here are going to be the Guardian, very tanky, and of course the Raider, which is a brute force all around. You're gonna be able to just become very, very strong with this class as well. So there you go. You got 3 different options. Now, leveling up in combat. This is where everything changes. Of course, if we played Elden Ring, the base game of you've been under the rock for the last year, what the difference is that Elden Ring is a slower game. You're able to prepare yourself a lot easier, where this game, you got to run. Once you hit the floor, you got to run. You got to level up on the graces. You have no stat choices, okay? No stat choices at all. It's going to be auto-assigned per class. Each level is going to hit hard. When I say each level, is that on the top left, you're going to be able to increase your level as you go. And that is why it's important not to lose your levels, because the less you have, the less stronger you have. The more you have, of course, guys, come on, makes sense, right? Then we got the death cost, which is not good. If you die, that's the way you're going to be losing them. So that's actually one way. Another way is there's enemies. They pretty much are around the blue circle that will tend to steal levels from you. So you want to stay away from those as well. Then after this, we got a combat. The combat's very tight. You're going to go through different bosses that are going to give you dormant powers. There's different enemies that are going to be able to, you're going to be able to attack. You're going to be able to use your class skills and ultimate very, very wisely whenever you're fighting. So if you're solo, you got to be careful on not going all out just in case you're not leveled up. But if you're running on a trio, that is when things get a little bit good, because with a trio, if you are able to kill a boss, also your different type of allies that are with you, they're also going to get that nice buff that you're going to get by killing bosses. So that is the advantage that you're running as a trio. In case you guys are having a lot of difficulties, you can't run this solo, you're dying too much, there you go. That is one tip that I probably could give you. And of course, combat, it all depends on what type of class you're going with. And of course, you want to make sure that you are gunning and running, looting. Don't take your time on different sections, because if the ring comes and you are not prepared on how you're going to be able to go around the map, you definitely are going to be dying too much. And then you're not going to be strong enough to be able to get this. So then let's talk about the maps, give you some tips. So we got the full map. You got chests to look for, bosses, and also 5 points that you want to target. And we'll have this, and we'll drop in all the information for you guys, give you everything that we can. With playing battle royales and a lot of those type of games, it does give you an advantage, where if you're just an RPG type of player, you will struggle at the beginning, but overall you'll get the hang of it. So make sure you guys subscribe to the channel, turn on notifications to all if you want to know more about Elden Ring and Nightreign, right? So with this, we got pin locations for teams to coordinate. So make sure you're using your pins, you're talking with your peoples. If you got a server or like a Discord channel, go in there and kick it there, and very helpful if you are running, because you're going to want to make sure that you are not confronting meteor strikes, corruptor forests, and mini bosses on your own if you're not going to be able to defeat them. So besides that, make sure you know where all the different type of loot is, the different chests. Of course, this is RNG, guys, RNG. But there's going to be specific areas that you may want to target. But overall, weapons, buffs, armors are going to have nice infusions, you could say, that are going to give you that extra buff to your own status, which does help. So if you ever play those type of games where the weapon is good, but at the same time your armor itself is going to give you a nice buff, maybe more faith, maybe more different let's just say arcane status or anything like that, that is going to give you that nice advantage. Of course, loot and progression. As I mentioned to you, loot is going to be RNG, but there's going to be certain bosses that you want to target, certain things that are going to give you a location where you could get better armor. And then when we got better armor, that means we got rarities. So with this, you may want to target bigger and different type of rare type of enemies when you are at a certain level that you can take them on, or maybe on a trio, which probably could take, all three could take a different one single boss very easy. So with this, we'll give you some passive effects that you're able to trade with your teammates. So that's the advantage. So we'll be going with a trio. So in case someone else has something that you want, you guys can trade. We'll give you a nice booth. Relics, of course, you're going to be able to equip those in the hub. So make sure if you have those, always equip them, so you guys are able to do some nice power runs across the map. And we'll bring you all those different chest locations and a lot of different things that are going to help you to stay alive. And of course, death penalties. I already talked to you guys about this. If you die, you're gonna drop your runes. But what you don't want to, you don't, and this also comes into a battle royale type of game as well, is that if you don't collect them and you die a second time, you will lose them forever. And no, there's no PvP, so that means no other players will take it, but they might save it to you for you if you're on a trio. But in this case, enemies will take your stuff, so you may want to target those if in case they get them. But remember, do not die a second time or you will lose everything. Rest at grace points to reset the revive penalties. So if you see a grace point, my tip to you, go to that grace point. Don't try to be a hero. Okay, and then we got the movement and travel. This is definitely a different thing in Nightreign versus the Elden Ring base game. You got sprinting, which you're gonna be running 2 to 3 times faster than when you used to. So that means you don't need torrent anymore, which kind of sucks, right? He's kicking. He needs a break anyways. You got wall climbing, mantling. You got these the spirit streams for big jumps, and of course your spectral hawk for routes to be able to travel around, set your own different routing areas that you need to make sure that you know where there's going to be a spirit stream. Because if you're, let's just put it like this, you are in the lava, you're somewhere deep and you can't get out of there, that's it. You're gonna die and you're gonna lose relics and you're gonna lose levels, and you don't want to do that too often. Okay, so after this, gotta keep moving, always keep moving. So if you see loot, try to get that loot as fast as possible. I mean, the chest might be nice, the loot might be wonderful, but if you're staring at that menu with that loot for about 2-3 minutes, you're gonna be dying too much, guys. You're gonna be dying too much. So to make sure you always grab that loot and go. Always have that in mind. Go. We also are going to be able to coordinate with your teammates because you got the pin system. So make sure you're using that. And of course, make sure you are synergizing your build. Of course, there is no pre-made build, but if you have relics, you pretty much know what exactly you need to look for. Of course, we'll bring you all those different videos that are going to show you on how to set up best runs for best builds and things that are going to give you tips to be able to. Just to close here, guys, class synergy is going to be something that you're going to be able to need to make sure you're doing well with your teammates. If someone has strength and you got faith, gotta make sure you guys are helping each other. Make sure you are using your resources properly, because if you're drinking those flasks too much and by the time you hit the boss and you only have one left, I mean, come on, common sense sometimes, right? And we got the revival mechanics. Don't forget, you got to smack your friend to be able to bring them back to life. Make sure you are using your different skills to your advantage, or your different class ultimates to help you guys out. And always be map awareness. Know where you are, know where you need to be. Make sure you're always increasing your power. So the higher you are, the easier and the more loot and the more things you're going to be able to unlock. And remember, this is not like Elden Ring base game. You're going to start with 1 and you're going to level up until the end and meet the boss. In between, everything changes. Thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, turn on notifications to all, and we'll see you guys on the next video.